Hello. My name is Quatechia and you are watching Quatechia Creates. Okay, guys, we're going to jump right into it. What I'm going to do today is take it back a little bit. I mean, I know we're like a brand new channel, whatever, but anywho, we're going to take it back a little bit and we are going to give you all of the essentials that you'll need to get started if you want to start making glitter tumblers. So we'll walk around the house and we'll go over some of the stuff that I have and the stuff that is necessary to get you started on your journey to making epoxy tumblers. Stay tuned. The first thing we're going to need is a stainless steel tumbler. You can purchase them from anywhere. This one was purchased from Walmart. I have a one that was purchased from Michael's. I've purchased tumblers from a lot of different places. I now buy mine directly from the manufacturer in China and have them shipped to me. You'll need a cup turner, and I'll show you what I'm currently using, and I'll show you what I started off using. What I started off using was this baby. It worked for, I'm not gonna lie, it didn't work very long because I started wanting to make more than one tumbler at a time. And with cup turners, the biggest thing that I would tell you to do is when you're looking for a cup turner is to find one with detachable arms. And this does not come off. This is an arm. This does not come off, so that is a pain in the booty. And here are the turners that I have in my garage. These are the ones that I actually work with. I have a single turner, I have a double turner, and then I have 2 4 cup turners. So there's basically a total of 11 cup turners out here. If you're gonna get you a cup turner, I would suggest that you get like a good old handmade one. These are made out of wood. They're handmade in somebody else's garage. I assume it's in a garage. So I feel good when I purchase them because I'm supporting another small business. And all of these turners have the detachable arms, is what I was talking about, the screw or unscrew at the base right here. I can't do it with just one hand, I need 2 hands and I'm holding the camera. And not only are the arms detachable, but they're also replaceable. So I can make my own arms for my turners, which is what I do by purchasing a PVC pipe. Usually I get like the 4-foot PVC pipe, and then I use a football to put on the end of it. And I get my footballs from Dollar Tree, and that's pretty common in the tumbler making world, using footballs to hold your tumblers. And pool noodles. You are going to need lots of inserts, and it's common to use, like I said, the footballs for inserts as well as pool noodles. Well, that's enough of that. Let's head inside because it is cold out here. Sandpaper. I have sandpaper. What grit is this? So I started off with the sand and paper sheets. They come in different grits. I didn't know. I thought when I was getting the big numbers, I thought that they were going to be like more powerful or stronger or whatever. And they were not. It's the opposite. So like 220 is thinner and does less damage or work than a 60 grit does, if that makes sense to you. Now I just buy the sanding blocks. I love these sanding blocks, and I just apply less or more pressure depending on what step I am in my tumbler making process. So you also need base paint, and I'll show you what I have for my base paint. For base paint, I have a whole bunch of spray paints. I use those for my base paint. What I actually like to do is, or nowadays what I do is I'll spray paint it white. Like all of my tumblers are spray painted white first, and then I use whatever color like the glitter is going to be. So oftentimes when I like upload a reel or a video of like me glittering, it's never a stainless steel glitter situation. It's got paint on it already. But what I did was I sanded it, and then I prepped it with white paint or whatever color I'm going to use. But also, if you don't want to do spray paint, There's other options too, such as acrylic paint. And these are some of my acrylic paints that I have, and most of them are apple barrel paints. They were, you know, less than $1. Another option for base paints that I have is this is still acrylic paint, but I bought a pack of Aritza acrylic colors, and this one has like 24. It has trays, I think like 4 or 5 or 6. Let's see, 6 in each one, so 4. It has so many different colors in here. These are some of the items that I have used. Mod Podge, which that's what I use in my Black History inspired glitter tumbler video. Also E6000, tack it over and over is also, it's like a glue situation, and it works pretty well for some stuff, usually holographic glitter. But my favorite way to adhere my glitter is going to be the epoxy method. These are the type of, this is the type of epoxy that I started out with, was Amazing Clear Cast, and I still like Amazing Clear Cast. It's local. It's easy to get your hands onto, like when you need it in a pinch, and that's what I started off with. Some makers still use it, but I've tried so many different epoxies also. I have KS resin in here, lickety split. I have Tumbler Epoxy 2.0, and then these are my faves, which is CCDIY. Epoxy is usually a 2-part situation where you mix A and B, so that's why it's like 2 bottles of each. So next is going to be the glitter. You need glitter. If you're going to be making glitter tumblers, you definitely need glitter. I will say that I probably spent the most money on glitter my first year making tumblers. That's probably where most of my money went. Yeah, but oh my gosh, this is like the favorite part of my room, and my husband built my shelf because he loves me. If you're using more than one glitter color, then you definitely want to use some clear. You want to use some clear spray paint to lock your colors in place, so that when you go to like put the epoxy on it, it's not moving all over the place. For example, like this cup that I made, I definitely had to use like some clear spray paint to lock those colors in place, so that my yellow wasn't moving into my pink and my orange wasn't moving into my yellow, you know, stuff like that. So that is necessary. So as far as PPE, you're definitely going to need an organic respirator mask. I do have a link in my description box. If you want to purchase one through my link, I may receive some kind of commission if you do purchase from my links, but it helps my channel. Also, you will definitely need some nitrile gloves. You do not want to work with epoxy or a lot of this stuff. You don't want to work with it without any gloves on, and nitrile gloves is the best type of gloves when you're working with epoxy. Now, when it comes to designing your tumblers, you're going to need things like, this is water slide decal paper. This is printable vinyl. You can use sticker paper, which means that you would, and this is where you like print a design and then transfer it onto your tumbler. We'll go over some tutorials on that at a later time on this channel. You'll need a computer. I have this Acer, recently purchased a MacBook Pro over there. Printer. I have this big old bulky thing. I love it, but it's starting to get on my nerves. So because you'll need to print out your designs. You'll be coming up with your designs on the computer, or purchasing designs. You'll be, you know, taking your designs from off of the computer and printing them. You'll need ink, of course, color ink, because you can't do, you know, nobody wants stuff in black and white. You'll also need items like a Cricut or a Silhouette, any kind of cutting machine that's going to be able to cut your vinyl, and also a cutting mat and transfer tape and vinyl, of course. So some of the things that I didn't mention that you'll need, like some of them are the minor things that you'll need also, is going to be things like tape. Yeah, so tape, like painter's tape. I prefer painter's tape for most designs. I'm just getting into using electrical tape, and I have noticed that electrical tape gives a more crisp line. You probably would need electrical tape and painter's tape, to be quite honest, depending on what you're trying to do. You're going to need paintbrushes. If you're going to be using acrylic paint, you need paintbrushes. If you're going to be using Mod Podge, you need paintbrushes. I'll show you the type of paintbrushes that I prefer. These are some of my favorite paintbrushes. I purchased these all from Michaels. I don't know like what exactly you look for when you are looking for paintbrushes, because I know when I was trying to find a paintbrush, y'all, it was stressing me out. I just ended up picking up something, and I think that's what you should do too. Find what works for you. Like, don't go in there stressing about what exact paintbrush to use. So yeah, these are the medicine cups. A lot of people like these. I use these when I'm like mixing a small amount of epoxy, but I also have different size cups that I use, but these are definitely a necessity when it comes to epoxy tumblers. I want to say this. I need to say this. Somebody's got to do it. Epoxy is some pretty toxic stuff, and even when I was like doing my research and I was, I kept coming across, like pages, Facebook page, Epoxy's Not Your Friend. Like people even on YouTube talking about how dangerous epoxy is. And it kind of put me off of making tumblers, but then I started looking into alternatives. So epoxy isn't the only thing that you can use to make tumblers. But let's go back to epoxy. Epoxy is dangerous stuff. And even those, you may see some people that say, oh, it's 0 VOCs. That means nothing. Just because you can't smell it doesn't mean that you're not inhaling it and that it's not harmful fumes. Okay, so long story short, epoxy is harmful. I don't care what they say about the VOCs, whatever. Okay, this is my 2-year-old, obviously, right? Say hi. Just waking up from a nap, but we got to get this video done, right? Okay. In 2020, like the holiday season, Thanksgiving, Christmas, leading up to Thanksgiving, I had like the worst cough for like a month-ish, and I didn't realize why. Like at the time, I did not realize why. It wasn't until I had, continued to, thank you, honey. It wasn't until like I worked with the epoxy like longer that I realized that I had that cough for like a month. These cartridges, they are interchangeable, but probably the best thing to do is change them every 30 to 60 days. So now I have it set on a schedule where, Amazon will send me out a fresh set like every 60 days. And we'll see how that works. But anyway, my cartridges also needed to be changed. So I started, that's probably what happened to me. That's what I experienced. So I ended up taking like a break from doing tumblers, where I like drastically slowed down so that I could heal at the time. So that's why I say, like, don't listen to what everybody say. When they say it's 0 VOCs, it's not harmful, blah, 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 blah. Some people do it in their house. Please, y'all, I'm telling you. You're going to do what you want to do, and I'll tell people what to do. I strongly encourage you not to do it in your home. Don't do it around your babies. Don't do it around your children. Like, when I say babies, I'm talking about all kinds of children. I have a 14-year-old also. I see how it affects me, and if it'll have like the most minute effects on me, and I notice it, and I probably notice it because, I hate to throw it in there, but I'm a nurse. So I probably notice those changes more than the average person. So I'm just saying, wear a mask, because that stuff is getting into your body. And just because it doesn't affect you the way that it affects somebody else, that still don't mean that you're not inhaling it and that it's not affecting you in some kind of way. You just haven't noticed it yet, right? Be safe out there, y'all. Just be safe. You know? Don't let this like try to put you off of making glitter tumblers. Like, I love making tumblers. Like, it's like so soothing for me. We're gonna go ahead and wrap this video up. Thank you so much for watching this video. Thank you so much for subscribing to my channel. If you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe to my channel, like this video, share it with a friend. Like, help me grow my channel, because y'all, I'm not going nowhere. Y'all might as well just help me go ahead and grow, like, you know, because I got big things, you know, big plans, and you know, God has a plan for me, okay? And I feel like this is my platform. So go ahead and share this with a friend. While you can place an order while I'm still available for orders. You can follow me on Instagram at Shop Tiny Tumblers LLC. Follow me on TikTok at Quatechia Creates. You can find me on Facebook at Tiny Tumblers and Designs LLC. Yeah, we're just trying to get it together over here, y'all. I got a lot going on. I'm a mom, okay? I'm a wife, a Tumblr artist, Tiny Tumblers and Designs LLC, you know. And now I'm doing YouTube. Like, it's like so much stuff that I have going on.
Mommy. Yeah.
There's your brother. And my son just got home.
Yeah. What do you think?
It's a family affair. Say hi.
Yeah. What do you think?
Or not. Alright, guys. That's it for now. Bye-bye.